Come follow the brick wall. It's your girl Eva K, and I'm ready to eat. Hey, who ready to eat with me? Who ready to come bread with me? Let's break bread. Come break bread with me. Let's break bread. We about to. Hey, it's your girl, your host Eva K, and I am here with the Queen.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I am delighted, Miss Eva, to be here. I'm so excited to be here with you today, girl.
It's a beautiful day, and I'm here with you. It's just make my whole day just better. Okay.
Oh, just blow my head up already, girl.
Oh, it should already be as big as the Sunspur ball, okay?
I love it.
Because you deserve it.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
We gotta talk, y'all, because I need y'all to know who this queen is. I really, really do. We're gonna do our shout outs first, say our grace, and then we're gonna get it in.
Absolutely.
Do you have any shout outs?
Well, I have some shout outs to you, first of all.
Thank you.
And I have some shout outs to just the whole Knoxville music community. And my girl over there, Miss Reed Gray, my partner in crime.
Yes.
And just hey to everybody. That's it. Yes,
ma'am. My shout outs, just thank you to all the breadwinners. Actually, my husband sponsored today, so shout out to you, boo. Yes. So let's say our grace, and then we're going to get it in. Now we thank you for our food, Father God, we thank you. Amen. Also, before I forget, shout out to Jabari for letting me use the studio.
That's right.
Be amazed, yes, Jabari on the lens. Now listen, Miss Fuller, I am so sorry. I really try to find us some soul food. I did. But you know, the east side really don't have many options.
I saw you talking about that. And first, let me correct you. You don't have to call me Miss Fuller, sweetheart. Call me Jeanine. I mean, you know.
I was raised, you guys.
Girl, I understand. I do the same thing. And I get the permission, first of all.
Yes.
So this is your permission to call me Jeanine. You don't have to call me Miss Fuller at all.
All right.
Just try to remember that.
Miss Jeanine, though, right?
Okay, if you want to do Miss Jeanine.
Or Queen Jeanine.
That's even better.
Yeah, Queen Jeanine.
Oh, yes.
I just can't call you by your first name. I can't do it.
That's it, Queen Jeanine. I'll take that.
I like that. So I did get us some Buddy's barbecue, okay? So I got some ribs, and this one with the green beans and the beans. That one got chicken wings, and this one ribs too.
Chicken wings is my favorite.
Okay.
Give me some chicken wings.
I think I got that from
Yeah.
my necklace. This is my son's necklace. He asked me to wear it. It done broke.
Oh, no.
We just going to do it like it.
Okay.
But I didn't know if you guys ate pork, so I try to get a chicken option as well.
Okay.
So we just turn that around.
Well, this looks good, girl. This looks good, and I definitely love me some chicken wings.
Yeah.
Let's do this with the, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there's some more hush puppies and some corn over here.
Okay.
So, Queen Jeanine.
Yes, ma'am.
My first time seeing you was at a pop-up shop. You and your band came, and you just brightened up the place.
Oh.
Like your energy, your voice, and everything. So, of course, like the crazy person I am, I had to get on my phone and, who is this? So I get to searching, so I know your whole life. Everything that's on the internet, I know. And I just had to do a video with you. I just wanted to know your story, where you come from, how long you've been doing music, and where did you find that passion for music?
Wow. Well, I come from many places, but originally I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And I also have some ties in North Carolina, in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area, and several parts of New York, like I said, also in Jersey City. And when I moved back up to New York, I was a kid in high school and growing up, and I moved back to New York City, and then later on got married. And was married for quite some time, and then relocated, just going south to Jersey City, New Jersey, only a few minutes away. Literally, Jersey City is a hop, skip, and a jump. It was a means for me to be able to still go back and forth to New York because I worked there and did a lot of stuff there, music there. things like that. I went to school there as well, in college, just for a little while. Let's see. Well, I can tell you what brought me here.
Brought you way down south.
Girl, let me tell you, this would be a part 2 going on up in this piece right now. I've lived a lot of life, but parts of my life was not always, we have stories. And I am divorced now. I've been divorced for about 14 years. But I was left in a situation when I was doing music and singing, and kind of was starting to come up a lot in music, where my home life and my situation with my ex-husband left us homeless, me and my daughter. The homelessness left me mentally just I was depressed. So depressed to where I just kind of stopped doing the music altogether and stopped singing and stopped performing. And I was singing in church as well, and I stopped ministering in church. I just shut down. I always say I allowed the enemy to take my joy. Because I just was trying to figure out things. We all go through life, and we all go through ups and downs, but that's really hard when you have a child who, at the time, my daughter now is grown, but she was about 6 or 7, and I had shielded her from the whole idea of homelessness. Somehow this mama right here made her think that we were just kind of hanging out at people's houses, like her godmother's house and things like that. So, and I just had a lot going on. So at some point I raised my daughters by myself, and of course I separated from my ex-husband. I do have another daughter with him as well, but I had to make some changes. And though I was really loving my job, I stepped away from music still for a long time. But my day job was working with people and outreaching with women's health services and things like that. But I lived in Jersey City, and it was very difficult to rear. For me, I didn't want to rear my daughters in Jersey City, and I wanted to I made a decision to go somewhere where I felt like I could rear them, have support, but just really rear them in a better environment for me to be able to raise them. Cost of living was high there. And my oldest at the time was very shy, and I was fearful for her, for me, but not really for me, but for her, because of just her personality. I just wanted to get out of there before she went to high school. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to relocate. But the great part was I reconnected with my partner, who we've known each other since high school. That's a whole nother story, but we reconnected later on in life, about 2005 or so, I think. Yep. And just around the time when I was like, okay, I got to make some decisions and get these kids out of here. And do I want to go to Atlanta? Not sure. Got a little support there, but I don't really know too many people there. So there were several places that I was thinking of going to just relocate with my daughters. And at some point, somehow the stars aligned and things worked itself out where I found my best friend and partner again. And there was no Facebook. There was none of that. Right. I just happened to, I found her again. I think it was just meant to be. And we have we call a Lifetime movie. So that's a whole nother story, but I found her again, and I was really happy. Not only did we befriend ourselves again, we became friends again, but it took the turn of just kind of ending off where we kind of thought we were when we were kids, sort of. But now I'm grown, and I have children and things like that, but she's always been, and she still is a great support. So she said, try Knoxville. So come on. I was like, Knoxville? I said, I've sang there in Knoxville once or twice when I was young. I was like, but, Knoxville? All right, okay, well, if you think so. She said, well, you said you wanted to get out of there. And, and it just happened to, we visited, we moved here, and that's kind of how that worked. And then later on, I would say about 6 years after I got here, I somehow got back into music. It just the love of music came back. I was able to connect with some really great people that I saw doing music, because I thought Knoxville didn't have anything. Like, I mean, not no disrespect, because I'm here now and I love it.
It's full of talent.
But it's a huge amount of hidden, wonderful talent. And I keep naming the groups like After Party, friends of mine now, you know, the Browns and things like that. And so many wonderful, talented people that were here, that are still here, and some have moved on to do other things. And I said, oh, I just was going to see their shows, but it kind of gave me a little inspiration to try to do something again. And I started doing a couple of contests here and there, and I was like, you know what, I think I like to sing again. I think.
Look at God.
And God gave me, and I got my joy back. So this is my story. I said, I'm not going to stop singing because I don't want the enemy to steal my joy again. And I know I don't always sing in church anymore, but I sing everywhere else. And I feel like my light has to shine no matter what, whether I'm in church or not, or I'm, you know, in a area where it's a church service. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to be able to spread the love of music and just love and connection and community. And that's what I'm about. And I just was like, you know what? And I pray about it still all the time. I still get nervous and all that stuff. But I'm like, yeah, girl. But I was like, I'm not going to allow the enemy to steal that joy, because when I'm able to give that to people like you or anyone, I know that I've done something, even if it's just one person that I've connected to, musically, or story, what I've sang or what I've done. So I'm not going to allow the enemy to take my joy again. But Knoxville has allowed me some growth here as far as that's concerned. And I've gotten older, and my daughters are, you know, doing well. And ironically, the oldest moved back to New Jersey.
Oh, the shy one.
The shy one. You know, she was stronger than I thought she was. And for her, Jersey City was home for her. And she just felt more comfortable being there. Went back, and there's some family and stuff there. So, you know, there's that. But that was very ironic. I moved primarily thinking of my oldest, of what we've gone through. And who goes back up there? That's all right. It's okay. But I still love her the same. And I'm proud of her with everything.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's kind of, it's a lifetime movie. You know, I've got pieces of chapters, I guess you could say, to my story.
And you don't look like what you've been through. Your energy is just everything. Your smile is everything. What genre of music would you put your style in? Where do you think you at?
I always say other. I always say other because I feel like my energy is soul and funk music, which is why I have my band. It took me a while to find that, only because I love music. I studied classical music. I played a little bit for when I was young, but I think soul music, whether it's old school soul or something newer, you just can't. I can't beat that feeling.
Give you goosebumps.
Definitely. And I love blues, but they're connected. Soul, you know, soul and blues and funk. They're really all connected. So I think I would say probably soul music, funk music. I'm a big fan of Shaka Khan.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And the great stuff for me, like Prince and
you got a Prince tour coming up for Prince.
No, well, the name of my band is actually named from a song from Prince.
Okay.
And I've done some music that I'm finally confident enough to start doing, and maybe I'm thinking of doing a little EP next year and stuff.
Okay.
That's got the feel of at least the feel of some of the funk tunes that Prince has done. But I wish I would be doing a Prince tour. I've actually opened up for a couple of Grammy winners here and there, and worked with a few people. But other than that, you probably just see so much Prince in my feed that you.
Yeah, I was saying, I see something with like a Prince music thing.
Yeah. I've often tried to do a lot of Prince tributes.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, the True Funk Soldiers is my band, and it's more of a tribute to soul music and funk music.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call the True Funk Soldiers. So at any given point, I would do a tribute to somebody like Prince or someone like Stevie Wonder, who's my favorite as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know what you're gonna get with me, because there's so many different facets of music that I'd like to just keep the younger folks involved and the older folks that's involved with just the history of music, and this is where we come from with it. That's the biggest thing. But I'm everywhere, child. Everywhere I can be, I do it. I do a little rock sometimes too.
Hey,
love me some
you
rock.
got it in you.
Hey,
let me ask you this: how is it being a Black woman working in Knoxville? You go to different venues. I've seen you do all kind of venues. But is it difficult being a Black woman in music entertainment?
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially here, for me. No, I take that back. It has become doable for me here when it comes to some of the things. But in general, I felt like I had to kick my own doors down.
Mm-hmm.
I am grateful to the people that I have met along the way. But when I started doing some of this music, it's a man-driven world.
Yes.
And I hate to say it, but it is also a white man's driven world anywhere, but here as well. And so I just sometimes felt, I'm just calling it like I see it. So it just took it just took really perseverance and drive, and just kind of the attitude that I probably had already living where I lived, and just me, my own personality, to just go and do and make my own waves. Really what I did. When a friend of mine that we're now really great friends, and she has some really popular bands around here, and I asked her, I said, well, what do I do? I mean, I've done this stuff before, but what do I do here? She said, just do it. Well, I took her advice and I just did it. I just found an avenue to find it, to open the door for myself, and then other doors started opening. But it's very difficult. It has been very difficult. And I'm older now. I don't have the physical image that some people might be looking for.
I was gonna get there next.
Oh yeah, there's
the
that.
cookie cutter.
Absolutely, I don't have that, but I feel like that for me makes me stand out. And at this level of my life, if you don't like it, oh well. Oh well, I'll just keep it moving, and I'll go where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like if those doors are gonna open, that's where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
So that's just my mentality. But girl, I will go with the rest. Those men folk trying to understand, please. Don't let the little makeup and pretty face fool you.
Yes, ma'am. Girl, you better know it.
Yeah.
So when you find a band, right? You have your band. Y'all have to work together. So that's your tribe. How do you go about picking your tribe? Because that's what I think I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find my tribe, and I just I don't know how to lock it down.
Yeah. Finding my tribe. Wow. That is definitely a great way to ask that question. Finding your tribe. And I do have one here. I'm grateful for that. I think it finds you.
Okay.
I think as I started doing music and showing up to open mics, my friend Kelly Jolly.
I love Kelly Jolly. Yes.
Kelly Jolly, I'm giving a shout out. I should have gave a shout out to her too, and she'd probably be like, "What did you do?" But I love Kelly Jolly for all that she has opened doors for and given people opportunity for, and she has become a dear friend of mine. I started going to some things that she did, just showing up and showing up all the time. And once that also happened, I think that's when I started finding my tribe, if you may, because I just started singing more, and sometimes I would put out my energy out to the world there and say I'm looking for a guitarist just to add to whatever I was doing, and people would just kind of not so much audition, but people like Kelly would say, well, here's so and so, and really Sam Adams, the gentleman that been playing with me for the last 6 years. He's the beginning of my tribe, and I'm pretty much can say I thank Kelly for that, but because she's kind of gave me his name, and he's a young man, but he's really talented, and we just started doing music together, and then next thing you know, we're just like, it just kind of found me, and everybody wants to network, and everybody we can stay in touch, we can keep in touch, but eventually you just find, like, you just kind of, I started just doing duos. And then next thing you know, somebody's asking me to do a gig, which was going to create a 4-piece or create somewhat of a band. So then it was like, well, now what do I do? And, then next thing you know, Sam was like, oh, well, I know so-and-so. And then that connected, and, I won't say a bunch of cuss words up in here, but that would be how I would be explicit and say, holy crap, that boy is good, or that person is awesome. And we just became family, and it just felt musically, it always just felt right. And, there's a pretty cool family of some excellent musicians that I'm very, very grateful to have in my tribe. They're also just my family altogether. Blues wise, I have some pretty cool friends that I feel that I call my tribe and my family as well. So I don't know. I think it's the energies that we give out too to people. My friend Ken Brown has referred a lot of people when he can't play, but he's an amazing drummer and musician, and his family is music royalty. I think I've mentioned his name so many times.
I've definitely heard of him.
Oh yeah, but he would give me names of people, and it just falls into place. For me, it falls into place. It was easier this time around than it was as a younger person, because now I knew kind of what to do, what to expect.
You got
things
that
like
wisdom.
that. Absolutely. And just whatever I wasn't going to tolerate certain things, I still won't. And I pick and choose. And I'm grateful to be able to pick and choose when I want to do stuff, or who I want to kind of work with most of the time, or who I can. But we've got an amazing talent, a pool here in Knoxville that is hidden. This is a hidden treasure here.
I agree.
And I'm so fortunate that some of them are willing to play and do music with me, little old me. I always say that. I always
Queen.
say that.
Listen to me. So how has it been, you and your tribe, navigating performing in COVID?
Whew.
Yeah. It'll stop a lot of people money, a lot of people hustle.
It really did. That was a doozy. For me, I also have other facets, and I have a day job, which ironically I work in health information management. I work in the health field. So I still had to go to work as far as that was concerned. Basically, I have 2 jobs. I have a full-time music job and a full-time day job in health.
Wow.
But you learn to make the best of it. Things started getting canceled. I even got COVID at some point, and I believe it was when I was somewhere, at a gig. And I'm blessed that I'm okay, and I turned out fine. But I really stayed safe as I could. But I made the best of it by doing some live videos from home. friends of mine, just one or two. Some of us, my house, we just did some stuff together because my whole household is pretty talented themselves. So we just did little home videos, just to give other folks some joy during that time. Even though money was part of the job of doing a gig is the income on top of the joy of doing what you do. It's been kind of a challenge to navigate through. Some of it is coming back. We've just had to learn how to use a lot of technology.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not extremely tech savvy, but I had learned a little bit about it, and I would utilize another friend of mine that was pretty good at doing that, and we will also make sure that we were safe within that environment too, because
it's been hard.
The concern is always, even if you go to another person's house and they say, oh, you can go to, you can just, it'll be few of y'all, so forth and so on, they're still concerned with people. So, but we got to still keep the music going. We got to still keep something. You don't realize how much we've taken for granted.
Oh, yes.
As a world itself, when those things have gone missing. Entertainment, music, the arts, all of that stuff, you just don't realize how much we need them.
Just being out and being social.
Yes. And I had so many people that I was able to find out later on that they would message or send me, any kind of messages saying, I'm just so glad that you decided to do an hour's worth of music. I would do a Stevie Wonder tribute or something, and ask the community what they wanted to hear Stevie Wonder music. Since we're pretty big on his catalog of music, pretty much we could do, if not do it, learn it. Just different things, just to stay connected. So yes. It's still, girl, it's still not easy, but
when Facebook went down for them 7 hours, I didn't know what to do.
Girl, that's another thing. Yeah, we've been we've needed social media. Now we've got the addition of TikTok, of which, child, I'm still trying to navigate
me and my kids, we be trying to do our little TikTok dances.
I'm not doing the dances. Well, maybe. Who knows? You never know what you might see from me. But you'll see a little bit of jiving and dancing a little bit on the stage. But I've been just kind of trying to still keep it with music over there on TikTok. Maybe I'll do a couple of.
Yeah, you got to, because you can go viral real quick on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw that. I see that, but at least we've got social media when it comes to that. We've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, yeah.
So, I was about to say Miss Fuller again. So, Queen Jeanine.
There you go. Look, I gave that mama look.
I know, it's hard, trying to say that. How is it having a life partner that is for you 100%? Your life partner, they agree with what you're doing, they're helping you. How is that, having that life partner? Because I know it's a lot of people that get in relationships and their partner do not support them at all. So having that support and that support system, how is that for you? Because I love, especially Black love.
Yes.
So
Yes, indeed. Well, it's not always perfect. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, no, never
it's
perfect.
Never perfect. But that's why I have the glow that I have, because my partner, Ree, is... Ray. Shout out to Ray. Ree, what does Aretha Franklin say? Respect. Just a little bit. I always refer to her as that. But she is a queen too. And it is an amazing journey that we take. There are adventures that we have. She kind of is my everything. Okay. Because we are best friends, and we support one another, and we're very honest with everything. We just keep it real all the time. We like to hang out with one another. That helps.
That's important.
When you want to support each other. We also did music. We were in a music school together. We went to high school and met We met.
Oh, that was the.
That's the
That
connection.
was the.
We met at
full circle.
at North Carolina School of the Arts in Winston-Salem. We didn't know each other then. We met each other at that point, and she was a double bass major in high school.
Okay.
And I had won a scholarship, and I was actually a classical voice major. So I was doing that in high school, and there was that connection. And then she went and continued at that school and did some design and production. So she can do everything.
Yes.
She can do everything. Plus, she's a people person. She's just, to me, you know, I'm just very blessed to have her back in my life. She has made my world so complete, and she's helped be the support for my children, especially the youngest boy. That girl with that, oh Lord, I can't even talk about that. It's just, she's just it's hard, it's indescribable to really explain the relationship itself, but we worked hard for what we have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure, you know, to know that she is my partner, and we have gone through so much. We've gone through so many things together. Stuff like my mom and I, you know, us not having the best relationship at some point, but that's come back full circle. We've gone through taking care of her mother when she was ill and with cancer twice over, and now she's passed away. We've gone through life itself. So we've gone through life as young people, and then realized we could do it again, grown up, and now this is us doing this. And so the support is just icing on the cake, because that's just something that's a given with the both of us. You know, she's just amazing. I ain't gonna get all teary-eyed about it or nothing like that.
I think she is. You might have to pause and give her some tissue, okay?
But
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful thing. I can definitely say that I'm extremely blessed to have her back into my life.
Mm-hmm.
And now my mom loves her. It's just the funniest thing how things come full circle when you believe in something, and you're not going to take anything from anyone else when you really believe in something for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where we were, and it didn't matter. I was willing to try, and we're doing this together.
Yes.
We're winning is what we like to say.
Yes, definitely winning. Speaking about winning, how do you balance the home, work, plus being in entertainment? Like, how are you balancing all that?
Girl, I ask myself that every time I do something. Because I go, how in the world, what were you thinking when you took this on and that on? But there again, it comes right back. I have a great support system.
Mm-hmm.
Ree is the only family, I would say, that I have here. I mean, other people I've gained as family are, you have chosen family here. But she really is my only family that's here. But she is the one, girl. Let me tell you, she's like that Every Woman song. She can wear all of those different hats. And my daughters, especially my youngest daughter, Daphne, she's very supportive, and she always says she's my number one fan.
Go girl.
Maybe. So, but it was hard. Now, right now, it's manageable, and of course, we've got this pandemic, which has still slowed some things down, even though I'm still pretty busy. But I would say that it's an accumulation of just having, I guess, again, it's the energies that I feel like I put out in order to get it back. I'm just grateful for what I have, but when the kids were younger, that was when it was, and you have young children, so I'm sure you can relate to that. But when they're younger, trying to juggle school stuff, band stuff, whatever other activities, homework, cooking, doing everything. But I've got help, literally. I've got help now. So when I have to concentrate on doing certain other things, I don't really have to always worry about it. I'm telling you, I know that I'm a blessed person.
Mm-hmm.
I may not have the wealth of a billionaire, but internally and, you know, just being and who I am, I'm wealthy, because that's what counts to me. And I mean, I manage it. I just do it. I just don't try not to think about it now. They'll hear me grunting and complaining.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even trying to hide that either. They'll hear me grunting and complaining because I've just taken on too much sometimes. But it's also rewarding later on. And then I try to find
grace.
Right, and I try to find some balance later on. Like at some point, I've been trying to find time for the self-care and to slow down, which is what's going to be happening in another week or so. We're going to, go away on a little vacation time. So you've got to find those balances too.
Yes, ma'am.
Not just keep going, and never stopping, and just, if you got to stop and, watch a favorite movie, or just go for a walk or do something that makes you happy, then I just kind of, oh well, this stuff is gonna have to wait for a second for me.
Exactly.
Again, learned that as I got older.
Yes,
Because all I did was go back in the day, girl.
Me too. So let me tell you a secret about, you just said self-care.
Yes.
Self-care, I used to think was a buzzword. I thought it was just like an imaginary word. I didn't know people really took care of themselves, like put themselves first, bought themselves something. So
Yeah.
So can you leave us, we're going to wrap up because we're going to have to do a part 2.
Apparently.
Yes, ma'am. So can you leave me with some words of wisdom? What would you say your words of wisdom is?
My words of wisdom would be to always be true to yourself. You can't take care of anyone else until you take care of yourself. That is the big thing right there. Fight for your rights and take care of yourself. Okay?
Listen, where is your next performance? How can we see you? How can we find you? All that good stuff. Okay.
I would say there's two ways that you can do this. I have a new website coming up, and it is JanineFullerMusic.net. That's JeAnine Fuller.net. Music.net, I'm sorry. And then you can go on my Facebook. I usually will keep everyone updated on Jeanine Fuller Music page on Facebook. So just look me up there. You can go on my personal page. Look up under Jeanine D. Fuller. So either way you find it, you can find me, and I'll be doing merch, and I'll be telling you where I'll be singing at, and you'll see some videos, things like that. So
definitely got to get me some merch.
Absolutely. You'll see, I've got some stuff happening next month, but this month is kind of a lull so that I can have some self-care time.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all, this has been amazing. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.